Hey, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing okay, and I hope you're doing all right. It's your girl again, Ayodeji Boluwatfemi, right on Niger Cairo TV. And I'm here again with another wonderful and amazing topic, which I know you guys will be interested. And one thing I used to ask you guys to help me with is that help me make that comment section very interactive. I want you to remember to please watch this video to the end. And as you are watching, don't forget to like the video and don't forget to comment down below what you think about the video. So what are we talking about today? I'm sure some of you have seen the topic of what we are talking about today on today's podcast. Of course, today we are talking about sex education. Should it be taught in school? Should sex education be taught in school, and should it be talked about at home? Should we teach our children about sex? Should we teach them about their private parts? Should we teach them about what they need to know about themselves, about those private parts? I know that some people are shying away from this topic. A lot of people, especially Africans, okay, we are shying away from this topic. But of course, I am not here by myself today. I am here with an amazing, a beautiful woman of valor, and I will be inviting her to the show. Please come to the show, ma. All right, drum rolling. Grrr. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. All right, ma. Quickly, ma, can you tell the people your name?
Oh, my name is Dife, Oloko.
I'm not sure they heard that so well. Please, can you tell them your name once again?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Dife, Oloko.
All right, as you can hear, that is her name. And she's not just an ordinary person in this land. Of course, she's a proprietress, and I'm sure everybody knows that. And she's also a mother. So I brought her here today as a proprietress, as a mother, for her to come and share our opinion about this topic. Should sex education be taught in the school and at home? And I'm sure that she's fully loaded. She's ready to tell us the things that we need to hear. Welcome once again, Noah.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Noah?
I'm fine.
I hope it was not stressful.
No, not at all.
Okay, how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now? Are you ready?
I'm ready, but
All
just
right.
a little bit.
Of course, everybody's nervous. All right, Ma. What can you say about the topic, sex education? What can you say about it?
Okay, sex education has been a topic for a very long time, even when we were growing up as kids, and basically maybe because of where we came from, a part of the world that we came from, Africa, we are shy about it, to talk about sex education and things like that. But to me, in a general form, we have been doing this thing unknowingly. As a mother, as a parent, we do this thing unknowingly with our children without knowing that we are really even involving them in sex education.
Yes.
Like, sex education is not only a topic about sex, about how to deal with the male part or the female part as a man, as a male, or the female, the male part as a female. No, it's not only about that. It's about your hygiene. It's about how you are going to take care of yourself, about your health, about what you need to know, about your puberty age, about your period, about before we now get to about meeting a guy, how to
present yourself,
and how to protect yourself.
Yes.
How to plan your life. So it's just going from a smaller level to the higher level. So we have been treating these things about to our kids without knowing. We might not, like when we're growing up, we might not even talk about it at the school. Maybe in the elementary schools, we might not really talk about it, but as time goes on in the secondary schools, in the high schools that we call it in this part of our world, we talk about it a lot, most especially in some subjects.
Yes.
Maybe when we get to that place, I will
talk more about it.
All
right, thank you so much for that, Ma. So, Ma, why do you think people don't want to talk about sex education. Like, oh, don't let them touch this thing. You have to, when you see somebody, don't let them. Why do you think our parents don't talk about it much? Why do you think teachers don't really want to talk about? Because let me use myself as an example. There is a topic I needed to treat, right, in the class one day. I was somehow to treat it. I had to first of all go and meet someone that is very close to me, and I asked her, do you think this is appropriate? Should I talk about this? And she was like, you better go and teach about it, because these children, they already know it.
Of course. They
already know it. So if you're like, oh, I don't want them to do this, I don't want them to do that. Why do you think we don't want to talk about it? Why do you think parents don't want to tell their children about their private parts, about this? Why do you think teachers even don't want to teach about it, ma?
Well, like I said, because maybe from the part of the world that we came from, everything has to be like, the fear of the society, the fear of exposing your child to what
they are not supposed
to be exposed to, or because we don't actually know the meaning and the broadness of sex education. That's why we shy about
the meaning and the broadness. So it means that when we talk about sex education, we are not even this time around, we are not even calling the attention of the children to sex itself.
Exactly.
But it's
we
broad.
Don't know. Then now the world is changing.
Yes.
There are a lot of technologies and that we can easily read around in the Google and all that. So the world is still, the new mothers now are now involving their children in this thing. And before, when we were growing up, we shared about it because all these things are just sacred. Sacred. You must not know. You must not even see me and daddy kissing. You must not even see daddy hugging me. So all these things are sacred. So we find it difficult to tell our kids, to tell their kids then, not now, to tell their kids that this is how things should run, this is how you should play with a guy. This is the only thing is that if you sit with a girl,
you get pregnant.
You get pregnant. You will sit with a boy and things like that. But they don't actually. We don't. I think it's lack of knowledge. It's lack of knowledge because we don't really know what that's all about. We just feel that sex education is sex.
Okay, ma. Do you think that if we don't talk about it at home and in the school, what is the risk of it? Do you think they can know it from someone else if we don't talk about it?
Of course. Let me take myself as an example. I have two girls that are still growing. One is a teenager, and the other one is still under age. But I used to get scared of them. Like, hey, these kids, what if they know this? What if they know that? So one time ago, I asked my woman friend that, is it right for me to start teaching my children, my girls, about this and that? She said, why not? That was how I got the bondage loosed. Because definitely you would see to be candid, my children started off at a very early age. I mean, when we talk about the menstrual cycle in a woman, they started off at a very early age that I was really, really scared at what is going on. But, this sex education is part of it. You have to, they have to know. They have to know their menstrual cycle. They have to know that, this is how I have to behave. This is how I have to relate with guys. This is how I have to keep myself. I have to know. I can't just be going out all of a sudden and my clothes just get stained. So I have to be prepared. All these things are part of sex education.
Okay, ma. So for the mothers that don't really know, because there are some people that are yet to be enlightened about this sex education. Immediately they hear sex in that thing, all their mind will focus on it. What are they talking about this thing? Can you please mention like 4 or 5 things when it comes to sex education? Can you tell us that what are we really talking about in this topic?
Okay, like I said earlier, I said sex education, it's not only on sex. You have to, it involves the sexuality. It involves knowing the part of your body as a female and knowing the part of your body as a male. And that is what we teach in the kindergartens. And when a baby, like I run a daycare for a baby now, and they know that, you cannot just sit anyhow with a girl. this is a boy, this is a girl. Even at small tender age, they know that, oh, I can't just touch a girl anyhow. I can't touch a butt, I can't touch this, I can't touch that. All these things are part of sex education.
Yes.
Unknowingly to you and to them, you are developing their brain to know how to behave and how to manage themselves when it comes to this thing. And practically, if you don't teach them, the world will teach them. These kids are really exposed to what is going on in the world, in the social media. You put your phone down, you will even be surprised how a 5-year-old can operate a phone.
The phone, yes.
They will go to where they want to go to. And in the midst of roaming to what they wanted, they may jam things that they are not supposed to see. And when they are not enlightened before, there will be the curiosity in them. We want them to know more about it.
Yes.
And the world will be teaching them. Before they know it, they know the wrong path. They won't know the right path. So it is better for at their tender age. You must be able to tell them. You must be able to know how babies are formed in the womb. Because there are some kids, like 6-year-old, they may be curious. Mommy, you have a baby. How did you have a baby? How did I come? Can you say you vomit them?
No.
You have to tell them the truth. Because if you teach them the wrong thing, they will that will stick into their brain, and they will not be able to know the right one. By the time they know the right one, they may know it in the wrong way.
Yes.
So you have to involve the children. It's just that it has level. You must know the level of ways that you teach them. There are some kids that you don't need to spell it out to them that sex. You have to tell them gradually what they need to know at that particular time. And when they are growing to their puberty age, you have to let them know. When I was growing up, I could remember before I started my period, my mom would come and show me her home period. This is how it is done. This is how you will package yourself.
Wow.
So she taught me that, and I'm really grateful for that. She would even before I started, she would tell me, this is how you do it. This is period, you see. Once you start this, how you meet with a guy. Even though then I don't understand meeting with a guy. Meeting with a guy that I meant maybe you are going to just be talking and working with a guy.
That was what you thought.
She didn't really explain it to the deep for me, you know, then. But if you meet with a guy and you are doing this thing, pam. You know, this kind of pam, you become a mother. You know. So that you can start with that. With them. By the time they see some things that is strange to them, they will come back to you.
And ask questions.
That, Mommy, I saw this, you said me there. And that's what you will be able to re-explain it
to them.
That means that their knowledge, they are getting to the time and to the age where their knowledge needed that.
So it's from one level to another. What we can explain to a teenager, we should not
explain it to a baby.
Yes.
To like a child. Don't explain it to it.
So I want to ask this. Do you think when it comes to sex education, is it only female that is involved, or male and female should be involved?
Both should be involved.
So how should the male, because what I notice is, the female are,
more focused.
We focus more on the female than the male, because we think what will happen to this one? These are the ones that will get pregnant, or these are the ones that can get raped. How do you think we can focus on the male? What do you think you can do also to teach the male about sex education?
Of course, we can do a lot. Like, it's just that we don't focus on the guys.
Yes, too much.
Guys, they have more. They face more challenge than the females. The female are protected. But the guys, they are more or less loosed because we believe that nothing can happen to them.
Yes.
But they can be raped. They can be molested.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
They can be raped by even females.
Yes, exactly.
Not only the male part.
Yes.
The male person. Gender, but they can be raped too. They can be molested by anybody.
Yes.
So they have to be known. And there are some male that they are sexual hormones. They work faster than their age sometimes. I remember when I was still teaching in Nigeria that there is a guy I was known that if she see it's a small boy, a boy of let's say 8, 9. When she sits with a female gender, she feel erected.
Wow. 8.
Yeah. Wow. And it's not consciously.
Yes.
But that's the way the hormone works. Maybe there's some irregularity in the hormone. So those kid has to be taught how to behave when he sits, when he's with, around the female's gender.
Yes.
You know, and if you don't teach him, he will misbehave. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because his hormone is working against his will.
His will.
And if he is not corrected, he will misbehave. So that is why we have to take, not only focusing on the female gender, but we must focus too on both. Because both we experience the same thing.
Yes,
we experience feelings.
Yes.
A guy will have a feelings before he goes to a girl, maybe small or big. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The same way, a girl will have a feeling before you say yes to the guy. Maybe big brother or small brother. You know, so all these things have to be taught, or else there will be a lot of problems.
All right, ma, how do you think sex education should be taught? So that, you see, I think one of the reasons why the parents or the teachers are shying away from it is because I don't want to expose my children to this. You know, maybe how do you think? What is a very good way we can table it to them, whether child or teenager or this? How do you think we can teach them?
You know, like I said, that it depends on the curiosity of the child and the maturity of the child. Let me say it as well. You know, there are some kids too that they are teenager but they are not mature. They are still babies.
Yes,
so
that's the point. Yes.
So you just teach them. You know your child. You know your students. And moreover, about teaching, when you don't go deep into sex education in the lower parts of the school. You just let them know their part of body and what it is used for. From there, they will ask questions that you'll be able to ask in a better way. Instead of, like, you want to teach a child, a child now, how baby is formed in the womb, you know, instead of you talking about sperm, you can say the seed of a man. We go to the egg of a woman. Do you understand that now?
Yes.
But I cannot be teaching a teenager or a person of the high school the seed of a man.
Yes.
I have to spell it out for them because they are matured enough to understand. So that is how I think you can go about this thing.
All right, ma. So I know you've talked about this, but I just want our audience to know exactly what we are talking about. Why do you think sex education should be taught? Why?
Sex education should be taught to protect, to prepare the child's mind in this new world. In this world,
their mind
to the world we are. The reality of the world. There's no way they will not meet it. There's no way they will not experience it. So they have to be known. They don't have to be novice. When they are novice, a lot of things will happen at the end of the day. That's why you see a child that will get pregnant at a very
tender age.
Not because she's wayward, but because she's a novice of things that happen to her, and it's just happened by chance, and she has nothing to do about it. And I know we have some wayward children that they are really exposed to things they are not supposed to expose to.
Yes.
But you see some that they will just get pregnant at the age of 13, 14, but you know, but this girl is a good girl. What happened? So all these things have to be taught so that they can have the knowledge of the world they are, and how to prepare themselves. Like a child now that wants to have a period, it's part of sex education.
Yes,
you have to teach her how to package herself so that she won't be embarrassed when she go outside. Like when a guy, you know, there's some, just say a guy that are so loose and just come to you and want to touch you anyhow, how to protect yourself. It's part of sex education.
Yes.
So all these things, that is the reason why we have to train our children, why we have to teach them. It's a must. Not even in this world that we have, it's a must to teach your children about sex education.
Now, Ma, is there any experience? You see, if we keep talking about this and that, is there any story, maybe anything that has happened in the school or anything that has happened at home that you can attach to this and for people to know that this is okay, so this is what this person is talking about?
To be candid, personally, I don't have any kind of a
story that is attached to it.
A story that is attached to it. But I can't say I have not experienced such. So but maybe because of my background, I was able to overcome it. I was able to lure myself out of it. So when it came to me, because I already know what it means. I already have the knowledge and understanding of it, and I know it's not yet time for me.
For me, yes.
And that was more reason then when I was in my secondary school that my friend had boyfriend and like that, and I just told them that what is the need of having boyfriend for now, because we guys are not ready, and they call me a yajesu, something like that. But not that I was really yajesu sort of, but I just have the knowledge of it.
Yes.
So one day I was pranking my girlfriend that lady, you know, I have this virgin today. It was like you say something else, girl. Say something else. You don't understand. I have already. That's why I can't really. God helped me, but I know a lot of experiences are out there, but to the grace of God, I have not experienced such.
What age do you think children should start learning about it? At what age do you think, okay, how can I see my child and say, okay, it's time for me to start telling this girl, okay, don't let a guy touch this, don't let a guy touch that? What age do you think we should start putting that knowledge into our children?
From the very small age, even from age 2, from age 1, so far they can say their name. They know. Like the kids I have around me, like, let me say, age 3, that can talk very well. If you see another person, a guy, sitting very close or doing not normal, when you are playing, they know. And when they know that this sitting is abnormal, they will quickly run to me, Auntie, come and see this. He's sitting with a boy. They know. So at a very small age, you should teach them so that they will know how to navigate themselves as the life goes on.
All right, ma. So, how can we enlighten them in a way that, now, I want to enlighten my child. Okay, girl, if a guy should touch you here, you have to shout. Do you think it's okay for a child to, call the attention of people if they are in that situation that is not okay?
For them, don't be shy. Call attention of people before danger comes. Don't be shy. You have to tell the child, most especially our teenagers, they would like to experience new things in their life. Don't be shy. When a guy is moving closer or touching you inappropriately, you better talk loud. You better shout at him. Let him know his pace. Let him know the level of play he can do with you. Maybe in the public or if you can try it in the public that you don't talk about it, just leave me. When it gets to the private, it will do more than that. But when you know that this guy is he doesn't take nonsense, he would really want to try it again with you.
Yes.
So don't say you want to shy about even if it's an older person. Uncle, what happened? I will tell my mom, if you touch me like that again, he will not try it any longer. But when he tried it one time, then leave me. He will want to try it the next time. I think want to try it the next time.
That is why what she said now. That is why is one of the reasons why it's important for us to quickly tell our children how to play with guys. What the kind of play a guy can do with them is this. Because there are some crazy guys out there, or even crazy girls out there, that they will be touching them somehow. Some if they don't have the knowledge at home, they will think it's okay. Maybe it's just part of life.
Exactly.
It's part of like, okay, since my mommy did not tell me this, okay, my mom used to tell me not to steal. My mom used to tell me not to lie, and she didn't tell me this. Maybe it's okay. So I feel like it's okay. That is one of the reasons why we should talk to them about it.
Exactly.
All right. So, let me ask this. For parents that has failed in this assignment, and for children that don't know this, how do you think they can start training their children? Okay, there are some children that are not teenagers, they are not children anymore, and probably they've been in such mess. How do you think they can come back and begin to do well for themselves?
I think the first thing is that as a parent, we must first try to stop this habit of African way. You know, we let our children to fear us more than anything. So they find it difficult to
communicate
themselves to us.
Yes.
We should make a friend in our children. When you make a friend with them, they will be able to tell us anything that
they
is
are going
happening
through
in their life.
Yes.
Even if you don't teach them before, and you are friend with them, somebody just come out to you and just tap your breast. Some child will be very afraid to tell their mom because they will feel that she will beat me. If you are not working anyhow, how will a guy just come to you? Or if you are not so close to that guy, how will a guy now just touch you? Definitely you have been talking. Definitely he has stopped it before. Definitely the question they will ask the girl will just make her keep quiet
and not say
anything. And the next time that such a thing happens to her, she would rather keep her peace rather than being in trouble with mommy.
With the mom, yes.
So it is better we make a friend out of our children so that they will be able to be free to express anything whatsoever that is happening to them outside or in the school. They will be able to express it. Sometimes I joke with my child. Oh yeah, what's the name of your new boyfriend now? Say, Mommy, what happened? I just, you don't have any male friend in school, we just chat about it, and like I tell her my experiences too when I was growing up and things like that. They even ask me, how do you meet her daddy? How do you do this? Understand? So when you are friends with them, when you tell them all these things, they will be able to be free to express themselves when needed. Do you understand? When they experience something that is not common to them, they'll be able to. Mommy, this happened to me. Is it normal? You understand?
Yes.
When we were growing up, when you senior your younger one for like, let's say like 4 or 5 years, there will be a big gap when you are still growing up. So I remember then that one of my siblings comes to me that. Auntie me, when is it time for me to have a girlfriend? I laughed that day. I was like, which girlfriend? And such things she cannot ask my mom or ask my dad. But because, we are still close, she could ask me that. When is it time that I could have it? I was like, are you ready for anything? Having girlfriend so we started talking that year. The same thing, we should be free. Let's first break that barrier with our children. When we break that barrier and they become our friend, we'll be able to navigate them well.
I heard a story, and this child has been molested by somebody. Why? Because the parents were not around.
Yeah.
In such case, what do you think both parents and the child? See, there are some teenagers that will watch this, or even those that are watching somewhere, and they have been in mess, and their parents are not around. What should they do? How can they keep themselves? And for the parents that are not around, what can you say to them? How can they be more available for their parents? Yes, we have to work, but then how can they do it? At least you are also a mother. You're not just a mother. You're a wife. You're not just a wife. You're a proprietress, and you know the way you create time for your children.
What I would say is, God help us all. The first thing is that we have to be intentional
About our children.
Yes. Even about being parents. You have to be intentional. There's no time, you have to create it. It's not easy, you have to make it easy. So you have to be intentional. If you are not intentional, so many things will be left undone. That's number one. Number two is that the schools too should help. Let us encourage these words, this sex education in schools, from the lower level to the upper level. And it is taught in some subject, like in biology, you taught puberty stage, we taught all those kind of things, ovulation, and contraception, and all that. Let us teach them. You have to. Maybe you can, I'm a born-again Christian. You have to teach them. Just let them know. Because as you are born again, you don't know, maybe your child is born again.
Yes.
Do you understand? As you have your own, I'm a Muslim, I'm a very religious person. You don't know, maybe that is what, if your child is as religious as you are. You might even be doing the prayer 5 times naked. But what do you know what it does at the back? So that is why you have to teach them all these things. Let them know. And most especially the teenagers, those that are getting to maturity or to adulthood, let them know. If you sleep with a guy unprotected, there are a lot of things that are attached to it.
Even
apart from being pregnancy,
yes.
you may get different kind of diseases that will lead to death. Let them know this is. If you know that you cannot keep yourself, you want to meet a guy, you have to use a condom. You have to. If you don't want to get pregnant, you have to use contraceptives. You have to let them know the truth. Then you will now encourage them to choose the best. To choose the best options for them. Maybe you're a Christian as a child of God. You don't have to do this until this. But you still have to let them know the basic of life. Because if you don't teach them, their friends will teach them.
Yes, exactly. And that's very dangerous. If they should learn from their
if
friends,
you don't teach them,
they will teach them in a way that
they know. That the friend knows. Do you understand? If you don't teach them, the internet will teach them.
Mommy, can you help us to press that the parents should be available for their kids? Yes, you have to work, but you still have to be available.
Yeah, like I say, be intentional parents. Be intentional. You have to ask questions. Play with them. Don't let them be, take my lady, you have done watched this, you have done this, you have done this, only that. No, you have to let them, sometimes be friends with them. Joke. Let them feel relaxed with you. Not that only it's my mommy, I only want to come and ask for money or ask for my school, whatever. Only. No. Play. Make jokes. Let them feel relaxed with you. Don't let them go asking from their friends. Let be your child's friend first.
Yes.
When you be your child's friend, then you'll be able to correct her in so many ways, and it will be very easier for you. When you are with your friend, you'll be free to say things.
To say anything, yes.
So when they are with you, they should be free as well to say things to you. That's why I said you must be an intentional parent.
And the thing is, if the parents fail to teach their children this thing, there are some street auntie,
exactly,
and even social media. The way they, and do you know, these teenagers especially, what they watch and what people tell them, they will always try to practice it.
Exactly.
Okay, a child is watching a movie where some parents will not be even around to see that this is 18 plus. You are not supposed to watch it. And if whatever makes them watch that thing, they'll start practicing it. If the parent is not around to see what their child is practicing, it might be too late for them.
Yeah.
All right, ma. So, as a female child, do you think the female child is supposed to open up everything to their father?
Yeah, to me, I don't see anything bad in it. It depends on the relationship between the father
and the child.
You know, there are some women that there are some times that the female child is more closer
yes,
to the father because the father is more tolerant.
Yes, most fathers are like that.
They are more tolerant and they are superhero. Apart from being their superhero, they are super overprotective of a female child.
Yes.
You know, so female, and when you have fathers like that are tolerant, it will be easier for you because the opposite sex attracts each other. So when you have a tolerant father, it will be easier for the female to talk more to their father than their mother. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it is the father that will be shy away to say some things to the female that will not say, go to your mom and go and ask that.
Yes.
Do you understand that now? But because they are tolerant, they tend to ask their dad anything.
Yes.
The same thing with the male child to the female, to the mother.
To the mother, yes.
If you see a mother that is and most mothers are tolerant anyway, and being the male child, there's some kind of, they tend to tell them things. You see a male, let's say maybe an adult, a young adult, wanting to have a girlfriend and all that. It's easier for her for him to tell his mom that it's my babe, than to tell him that you want him to break my head. It's easier for him to tell his mom. And the same thing, if you have a tolerant father, it's easier for the female to tell the father what is going on. It's my friend now, like style will tell the father. So that is.
What age do you think a female child should not like open herself anymore in the house when the father is around?
This thing is I can say it's a reflex action.
How?
Because I have a maturing girl at home. It's a, though there should be a kind of, you can say maybe you put on your bra top, your undies, and you still go about in the house because everybody is part of each other.
Family.
But even my kids, to me, I can't go to the bedroom when they are bathing.
Wow.
They will tell me, "Mommy, we are naked." Hold on. Even to my guy, he will say, "Hold on." You can't just barge into the bathroom while he's bathing, or as if he's in a very, very good mood that you can just barge in and say, "I want to use myself." We are bathing. But if he's just in his normal self, he will lock the door. He will tell you, "Excuse, let me finish." So that's why I said it's a reflex action. They know this thing.
They themselves, they know
it.
They
know it. They will know that my breast is becoming big. I cannot open it to the opposite sex. They see their daddy opposite sex. Even to their mom in God, they will still feel shy that, or else maybe you are so very
close.
Not close down. Very carefree. Let me use the word carefree in the house. You dress in front of them. You do this and like that in front of them. They might be free, maybe to the family. But once a stranger is there, forget it. My kids will not even allow a stranger boy, not men, into their room. What are you looking for? What are you doing in girls' room? What are you doing here? So they know it's a reflex action on them. They will just know when they are in that puberty age. They tend to close themselves.
So parents, both the mom and the dad should not. Well, I used to hear this. I don't know how it is, but let me hear from you and let other people also learn from you. Parents, both the mother and the father, should not like be naked in the front of the kids. How true is that?
Yeah, you don't have to.
So does that mean that if the parents are not naked in the front of the children all will know that, okay, why should this guy be naked in front of me? They know that this is not a right position.
Yeah, maybe that's why I said it's a reflex action. Maybe what they see their parents doing.
If somebody do it outside, they also say, okay, maybe it's okay or it's not okay.
They know that, charity begins at home.
At home, yes, exactly.
Yeah. Whatever you do in your closed door is what you carry outside.
Yes.
So when they know that this is how we are
trained,
we are doing things in my home, why is it doing it like this? They come back to you. Mommy, I went to a place and the way they do it, it's like, I don't understand. Is it normal? They will ask you, is it normal? Why would they do it? But we don't do it like that.
Yes.
So you are the one that will tell them, the way I taught you is
the way you
best
should do it.
way.
Yes.
You do it. It is not normal. Can you walk in the street naked? So are you their part of family? Why would they be naked in front of you? That's a red signal. It's not right. It's so that's why I said charity begins at home. Whatever you do at home, behind your closed door, will reflect on the child outside. So when you are doing, when you are not, things are not balanced. Let me put it that way. In your home, they relate like that, like a man beating
the wife.
The child will believe that it's normal. It's because it's because it doesn't listen. The women are so stubborn. That's why they got beaten. So when he grows up, he has that in his
mentality,
mind.
Yes.
And that mentality we work on him. We continue like that. So that's why I say whatever you do in your closed door will reflect on your child outside.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. So today, of course, we all know that our podcast is not just, of course, we are going to have fun. We are going to make each other laugh. But then we know that as this life is going, one needs to grow. Life is growing. We need to grow. We need to grow mentally and every other aspect of our life. Okay? We need to be intentional. As a parent, you need to be intentional about everything, especially when it comes to your children. Now, I don't want to talk to my children about this. I don't want to tell them about this. These children, if you don't tell them, they will learn it.
Of course.
They will learn it from social media. They will learn it from their friends. Do you know that menstruation, when I the first time I heard about menstruation, actually my senior sister was not really living with us then. It was as if I was the first one in the house. I was not the first one, but it was as if I was the first one because my senior sister was not living with us. Okay? So my mommy really don't used to talk about that menstruation thing because of course she's a very busy person. She will walk when she come back, and even me myself, my school is like very far from the house. So one day I was in GSS 3 or 2. I think I was almost finishing my GSS 2 when my friends were now talking about the menstruation thing. So it sounds like, ew, what are you be talking about? What are you be talking about? They were like, okay, one of us sat down. My friend, she sat down. And the towels, because I went to a public school and it was towels, and there was blood on it. I was like, you are bleeding. Something is in your leg. Did you get injured? She was like, no, I'm doing menstruation. What does that even mean? So they were now telling me about that. They were doing everything. But then I was like, ew, I don't want to do that thing. I don't want to do that thing. So when I got home, I explained to my mom that, mommy, what are you calling you? I saw something. What is that? So my mom was not telling me. But then when my sister, not quite long, later, I think that month, my sister now came. She was not doing it. God, this is the US thing I've seen in my life. What is this? But then when they were now telling me that this is it, this is that, this is that. Do you know that even when I wanted to start using, even when I started using bra, I used to see my mom and my sister doing this. I was like, God, what is this doing? Lord? Is this really necessary? When it was time for me to start using it, my mom was the one that was now, even this sex thing, my friends told me something. I was not from a Christian home, I wouldn't know that this thing, it's not supposed to be like this. They were like, if you are 17 or if you are 16 and you've not this virgin, when it's time for you to get married, it will be dangerous. Okay, at first I believed that thing, but then I think I spoke to somebody about it, or as I grew, I began to learn more about it, and I saw that it is just like. Now, if mother do not teach their girls about this, the girl will believe what that. Now, if that girl has a friend like that and say, see, if you don't do this thing at this age, when you want to get married, it's going to be difficult. It is a lie. The child will not know that this person is just playing with my mind.
The person may not even play with your mind, but because of the lessons that they have received from outside. Not from their parents, because I know a parent will never tell their children like that, but because of what they have listened to from their street aunties, and like that, they got messed up. So, and they believe that is how things should run, and they just keep on living like that, but that's why, parents, please be involved with your children. Be involved with anything. Don't shy away from it. Be involved. Let them know. Let be their first teacher.
Yes.
And the school too should try to teach. Talk about these things. Try to have it. Even if it should be add as a subject. It's worth it. Because the way the world is going now, we really need to correct a lot of things.
Yes.
A lot of things. Because of the internet thing, they are averagely, I can say everybody is
on social media. Yes. And the things happening on social media is so scary. Sometimes, do you know, I think I was in a group, and they took the picture of that book. That book happened to be a cartoon. When you see the back, you would think it's a child book. And you would have given it. I'm sure most parents are falling victim of that book. What is inside that book is terrible. They were talking about things that even a teenager should not hear. They are selling it for children. You know how children are so passionate about these cartoon books.
Things like that.
So if parents are not paying attention to the books, paying attention to their cartoon, paying attention to everything these children are watching, Some parents are just laid back. Let her just. Even some parents are so busy that the only thing they can help that is helping them to keep their children is
a
phone or TV. You see a child go home with homework. The parent does not have time to do the homework. Yeah. They will bring it back. What are they doing? They are on phone. A child of 7, a child of 5 even knows how to operate, knows how to go to YouTube.
What are you talking
yes,
about?
Social media is good for the children. Yes,
but
TV it has limits.
Yeah, it has to be monitored.
Yeah, extremely monitored.
It has to be monitored.
Extremely monitored. Some parents don't even see. There is something called. Do you know? I'm sure you will know this. There is something called Parents Guide that you can put
on phone, of course.
Yes, there is. There is Parents Guide that you can on their email. You can monitor it. You can monitor everything that is happening on their phone. Everything
of course
that is happening on their phone. All right. So that is it for today's podcast. Okay. I hope that we have been able to do justice to this topic. Anything you have to learn from this, please, don't shy away from it. Don't be like, okay, see, for parents that are like, okay, I've not been teaching my children this thing, how do I start? Start from the lower. You see what she said? She said for a child, you can just say, okay, the child might be curious. Mommy, how did I even get into your tummy? The seed of a man enters the egg of the woman, and it becomes this. Okay, I carried you in my tummy for 9 months, and you came out and you look this beautiful. There is a way we can explain to them for them to understand.
And it will still mean the same thing.
And it will still mean the same thing. It is level by level. What I can teach a teenager, I should not teach a child. What I can teach a young adult, I should not teach a teenager. Do you see? We should start doing that now. This is the best time for us to do it. Don't say they will learn it when they grow up. It is dangerous for you to leave your child to learn things by themselves. If they should learn it by themselves, they will learn it in a way that even you yourself, you will not be able to handle anymore. So please, parents, please, children, I hope you have been able to learn 1 or 2 things from this. And please, if there is anything you have learned, please, I want you to put them in practice. Parents, be there for your children. Be their friend. Be their first teacher. Don't put all the burden on the teacher. Yes, the teacher are going to do their best. The teacher are going to teach them. But then you also have an assignment as a parent to be their first teacher. What you teach them. Do you know that children used to believe their parents more? Especially their mother. They used to believe their mother more. This is what my mommy said, and I'm going to hold on to it. Okay, they believe you more than their teachers. They believe you. Whatever their teacher even teach them in school, they will come back and say, Mommy, this is what my teacher said. Mommy, this is what my auntie said. They believe you more. Do you understand? Please, this is time for us to be able to put that seed, sow that seed inside their heart, and when they grow, they will be able to know how to take care of themselves. Thank you so much. If you are still watching this video till now, it means you are enjoying it, and thank you for watching the podcast till now. We are very grateful. And of course, don't forget to like the podcast. Don't forget to comment what you think about the podcast. And of course, I will see you in my next podcast. So thank you so much for coming. I am so grateful. Thank you, ma. All right, I will see you, of course, in my next podcast show. Thank you. Bye.